Zecharya Yerucham's family. In the year 1663, Zecharya Yerucham became the father of a son whom he named Gavriel. 2 years later, his wife gave birth to a second son whom they named Yecheskel. When Gavriel was 17 years old, his father arranged a match between him and the daughter of the Rav of Dobromizl, the Goin, Rabbi Tanchum Shmuel, and 3 years later he married off his second son. Rabbi Tanchum Shmuel was born in Dobromizl in the year 1600. His father, Rabbi Malchiel Tzvi, was the spiritual head of the congregation, and when he died, his son, Rabbi Tanchum Shmuel, aged 30, stepped into his position as the spiritual leader of the community. Rabbi Tanchum Shmuel was a great scholar, but was admired above all else for his humility and fineness of character. He was a very God-fearing man and lived a very simple life of Torah study and prayer, fasting practically every day except on Shabbos. He did not even eat bread, but just potatoes. There were two other remarkable types in Dobromizl in this same period, one called Rabbi Faiva the dancer, because whenever Enkel Akenu was being sung, he used to dance with joy and ecstasy, and the other was Chanatuvia the kisser, on account of the fact that he took every opportunity of kissing every pair of tefillin and the tzitzis of all of Talesim which he saw in the Beis Hamedrash. Both were disciples of the tzaddik Rabbi Chaim Yitzchak. This Rabbi Chaim Yitzchak was already 90 years of age at the time of the bar mitzvah of Tanchum Shmuel. His father had taken him to the grand old man for his blessing. He said that the lad had a lofty soul. Before he died, the old man related that Elijah the prophet had revealed himself to Tanchum Shmuel. The latter ultimately became the son-in-law of the scribe Yirmiyah. Tanchum Shmuel lived with his wife for 30 years, but they had no children. Left a widower, he married again and lived for 20 years with his second wife, but still they had no children. When she died, he married again for a third time, and after 3 years, this wife gave birth to a girl who eventually became Gavriel's wife. Gavriel's first child was a daughter, and his second child a son. When the boy became bar mitzvah, Zecharya Yerucham came to Dobromizl and participated in the celebration. He was given great honor as befitted such a brilliant scholar. He remained in Dobromizl for a short time before returning home. Soon after, his grandson, the bar mitzvah, died to the great grief of his family. Gavriel was a great favorite with everyone from the very beginning. People loved him for his learning, for his cheerful disposition, and for his wisdom. As his father-in-law, the Rav of Dobromizl, was getting old and weak, most of the matters which he would have attended to were brought to him. Gavriel was a great lover of peace, especially in family life, and so, whenever any family disputes were brought to him, he always endeavored to find a conciliatory solution. It was truly due to his successful handling of these delicate family and marriage problems that since his coming, there were much fewer divorces and many more marriages in Dobromizl. The population there steadily increased.